it's an honor to be able to work with undergraduate and graduate students. I find it really exciting when we further their natural curiosity, and when they find, I typically do like quantitative research, so working with data sets and things like that, and when they have a research question and they've done a review of literature and they've written out their research questions, so they have the topic, they've written out the question, and then they start doing some of the analysis, just to see their face light up when they get their first significance, and then to try and interpret what that means. And so that's the piece that I really enjoy. I also work with both undergrad and graduate students as teaching assistants, and I look at both of these type of students, the undergrad TA and the graduate TA, as my guide to this generation, okay? Because I may think that something sounds really clear, but they can then give me, because they're living in that experience, they can then give me, no, you've got it all wrong. I really try to do that as a partnership, and I do that also with research as well, is try to I look at it as being a partner, because especially with graduate students, they're going to be our future colleagues, and they're going to go to other places across the U.S. and the world, and if you've had a great working relationship with them while they're in school, then hopefully you can continue that when they're at their respective places and stuff. So kind of a mentoring partnership, working with them, learning from them, and then hoping that they learn from my knowledge and skills. I'd say typically when I tell people I am driven to discover the economic perspectives of the family, or of individuals and families. So I often tell people, I once heard that you could look at our department as a bicycle wheel, and in the middle is the family. So that's our unit of analysis, and the spokes are what we're all interested in. And so I'm interested in any aspect of money and family. That gets me excited. So even like understanding student loans and how do families finance their students, their son or daughter to go to college, are they expecting them to have those athletic scholarships? Are they expecting them to have the academic scholarships? But what if their kid doesn't get that? Then what happens? Did the parents save money for their kids to go to school, or is it all on the kids to, the son or daughter, to take out student loans, and what does that look like? We've done surveys on looking at how college students are being socialized, financially socialized with money, if they're talking with their parents before they get here, financial stress, and those are some of the things that I'm working on with some current graduate students, is looking at financial socialization, financial stress, financial knowledge. And I am particularly interested in individuals and families of color. And so no matter what aspect of research I use, I always want to bring an aspect of individuals and families of color. But I want to look at it from the strengths model versus, looking at them from a deficit model. So I want to highlight what they're doing good, what's working well, and what kind of practices, what are their values and beliefs around money. I also look at home-based business, family-owned business, and self-employed, and work on a research project with that. And one of the things that we've done is look at cash flow management within families who own businesses, and whether they're having problems in the business, does that carry over to the family, or if they're having problems in the family household managing, and does that carry over to the business? So those are probably the two, looking at college students and looking at our family-owned businesses and self-employed. Okay, there's always room for improvement, but I think we do pretty well with diversity in acknowledgement of diversity, and looking at our hallway with all the different flags that represent where our graduate students have come from. I think that for the most part, most of us are open. We have like an open door policy where students can stop by and talk to us or send us an email, and we'll figure out a time to meet with them.